Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, little buddy? Yeah, you're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Alright, so in this video today, guys, I'm going to be installing Linux Mint on this here laptop. I have received loads and loads of comments on my previous few videos on Linux. Here's an old SSD I have lying around. It's kind of... yeah, this is kind of perfect for this. And I think that one of the most commented things has been anything relating to Linux Mint. A lot of people have been saying a lot of really great stuff about Linux Mint. Just looking through here because I think I have another SSD lying around maybe. A lot of people have been saying a lot of really great stuff about Linux Mint. Saying that it's super user-friendly, it's like seamless if you're coming from Windows, everything just works, it has great compatibility with everything, the install process is easy, it's secure, so I think it might be worth checking out. I'm diving in completely blind right now. I've never been on this website. I never even considered Linux Mint. I just know it's very popular right now, and I kind of want to see what it's all about. Linux Mint 22.3, the latest version of the friendly operating system, is here, installed on your computer today. Let's look at the sponsors and their partners, because that's who, I'm really interested in. Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know any of these companies or businesses here on the screen, but I just wanted to make sure it didn't say, like, Palantir in here or something. Well, let's go ahead and download the operating system. And we'll go ahead and throw it on this SSD here. I'll have to put it in the laptop first. Like I said, I'm not going to try and bother with some partition or dual boot nonsense on here and destroy my Arch setup that I've been slaving away at trying to learn and set up over the past month. We'll just do anything we need to do with the ISO on the Windows machine. Let's go ahead and... take this machine apart real quick and put in this SSD. Okay, now if I remember, this laptop is really easy to access, very easy to get into, very easy to take apart. I do really appreciate that from the fine folks over at ASUS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay, so there's 11 screws on the back of this thing. That is quite a few. This would be really annoying if I didn't have my electric screwdriver. In case you're curious, this laptop is an Asus ROG G531 GT. Well, come on, baby. Come on. There you go. We're going to go ahead and take out this SSD because we're replacing it with another 2.5-inch drive, which is right here. How is this mounted in here? Oh, I see. Yoink. And go ahead and just put it back where it belongs. Sweet. Okay, it's probably fine. Okay. All right, flash completed. Oh, the drive automatically ejected. All right. Belena Etcher's not messing around. Back over to the old laptop here. All right, spam the delete key so it doesn't boot into frickin' Windows. Man. Okay, Google's all-knowing AI is saying, turn off the laptop, hold F2, and then press the power button, keep holding F2 after powering it on. Dude, that's so weird. Little buddy, that is so weird. It's so weird, bro. All right, let's go ahead. We'll move the SSD up in the boot priority, and then we will boot in. Oh God, there's 2 partitions. We'll go into the first one. Cool. All right, and then we're right in to the desktop environment. You get the install Linux Mint application right here, the little ISO icon. So go ahead and double click that. I think it's super cool that it boots into a live environment. Like, this is just not something that Windows and whatnot does. Definitely has a bit of a Mac OS look and feel to it. But is not entirely Mac OS. It's got a lot of Windows sensibilities, but a bit of that kind of Mac look. Go ahead and connect to the Wi-Fi network. Gets me, it just allows me to install drivers and time zone and stuff like that. Super useful in my opinion. So, but not necessary. Unlike Windows, it's going to make you get on the internet to install the freaking operating system. Linux Mint, they say you can do it however you want. I'm going to go ahead and connect to the Wi-Fi network because it's just going to make things a little bit easier going forward. He's knocking an empty can off my desk. You going to do it? You can do it, little buddy. Multimedia codecs. We're going to go ahead and say yes, install multimedia codecs. Make it easier for websites and certain file formats to just play out of the box. All right, installation has finished. Yes, restart now. We're not gonna mess around with this bootable media anymore. All right, we have a cursor. Here we are. So 10 minutes to install and 11 minutes to get on my desktop. How about that? And we're in. Welcome to Linux Mint. Okay, give us a little welcome walkthrough. Sure, let's see, what do you got for us? Desktop colors. Here's like a system snapshot feature that's really useful. Driver manager, that's definitely useful. We'll take a look at that. System settings. Let's go ahead and look. Let's see what customization options we get right out the gate. Oh, give me the dark theme. Give me the purple. So the firewall is great. This is just a network firewall, so it's not like an antivirus. It comes with 3 different profiles out the gate. You have home, office, and public. So home doesn't have any sort of firewall. Look, it even comes with, oh wow, look at that. It shows all the ports that are open, shows a network log, which has nothing in it right now, of course. The office, you can see that incoming traffic is denied and outgoing is allowed, and then you can see in public, incoming traffic is rejected. So pretty cool out the gate to have that, and put it back on home, of course. But just right there at the click of a button, pre-installed with your system, you are good to go. Good to just totally change up how you want your network to be managed. Here's the software manager, like the App Store. Look at the system settings now too. Okay, so you've got a lot of different options in here. Totally everything that you would want on an operating system, for sure. You can go ahead and just get right into your appearance right here. You got a bunch of built-in fonts, it looks like. Ubuntu Regular. Ooh, look at all of these fonts. We're gonna go ahead. Oh, there's even more above it. A desktop font, a document font, monospace font, a window title font. So tons and tons of font options out the box. You can go ahead and hop into the themes, which we were already looking at. You can look at different desktop backgrounds that are built in. Here's a bunch of Linux Mint ones. Here's more regular kind of wallpapers. Here's like pictures, which I guess would be in my file system. What is effects? Oh, okay, I see. This is like how many animations you want, the window animation speed. So that's great. So you can make the OS super snappy. Preferred applications, hardware. So yeah, it's all there. Everything that you could need out of the operating system is there to begin with. Comes with a web browser, comes with a terminal, comes with access to basically every system setting that any regular user is ever going to want to change right out the box. Immediately, I am going to open the driver manager here. We're going to go ahead and get some graphics drivers installed. And then we're going to download 1 or 2 games. We're going to go for the NVIDIA driver. Cool, so now it's just going to go ahead and download and install that driver. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and open up the App Store. Looks like we just actually had Steam advertised right there. Go ahead. Yeah, so you can see, so this will just load until the NVIDIA drivers are done downloading. Let's go ahead and hop on Firefox real quick. Something that I noticed about this operating system that was so great out of the box is obviously, like, everything is working. And when I mean everything, I mean like everything. Like, check this out. Like, my volume keys are working. My mute button works for my microphone, right? And it's like, this is all just working out of the box. Here's another thing you might not realize is like, my trackpad is working out of the box just flawlessly. It looks like my gestures aren't working, but I did see a gestures app. And look, I can just hit the Windows key. It just opens up a start menu right there. I can type in gestures. So let's see what it's got here. Gestures are disabled. Gestures, swipe, left, push tile left, push tile right. Oh, wow. That's so cute. Super responsive. But yeah, trackpad feels really great. You've got a ton of different options for gestures in here to customize right out of the box. You can have different swipe gestures up to 5 fingers. That is super cool. Something else I wanted to have a look at real quick is just typing, showing that palm rejection is working really well out of the box. So on Arch, I had to take like a whole hour figuring out how to set up palm rejection so that my cursor wouldn't be flying everywhere when typing. But you can see here that my keyboard is just working out of the box and my trackpad isn't going all over the place while I'm typing at a pretty reasonable speed, I would say. Oh my God. Lock in. Oh my God, I'm not locking in. I was doing better when I was trying to talk. 96, that's okay. So you can see that the driver just finished installing. It's saying we just have to restart, which we'll do real quick after we install Steam. Wants the password, no problem, and it's installing. What other options do we have in here to begin with? System information. Cool, so you can see here, I've got an i7-9750H, 6-core CPU. I've got my Intel UHD 630 graphics, and we've got a GTX 1650. There's the computer's model, there's the operating system, and then there's the kernel version. And we also have our display server down here and our desktop environment. It shows us all the memory we have, shows us how much storage we have total, 632, that's right, because we have the NVMe drive. Oh, update manager. Oh, is that because I just installed a package? So this is just going to show us all the packages on the computer and how to update them and stuff. That's really cool. So you can see this gives us a really good view of all the information on the computer. We've got some more tabs over here. USB, shows me all my USB devices. Here's my GPU information. Shows me my different renderers I have. Shows me, oh, here's my PCI devices. This is just like everything on the motherboard, my BIOS version. I don't ever remember updating these BIOS, but okay. System reports, this is cool, can go ahead and just restore the system to a snapshot at any given time. So we can hop out of that for now. Power management, let's take a look at this, see what we have. Okay, so this is just showing me what I want to do when I close the laptop lid, when it turns off. So yeah, lots and lots of options right off the bat. Okay, and real quick while Steam's installing, I just wanted to have a look at the file manager as well. Obviously, this is something you're going to be interfacing a lot with, even the average user, so you just want to make sure this is nice and usable and solid. So far, it is giving me a good impressions. Everything's kind of in the usual place that you would expect it to be as a Windows user or even a Mac user. We can look at the file system overall here. You can right-click on it, open it in a new tab. Oh, do we have tabs? Oh, we do. So you can't really see because I opened the same thing in a tab, but like if I come over to music and open it in a new tab, you can see we've got the root right there, and now we have the music tab. So that's really great. I can't believe Windows didn't add tabs in the file explorer until Windows 11. That is crazy. Devices, here's our operating system. We can actually unmount that. I won't do that right now, but hey, they give you power. I wonder if it gives you some sort of warning if you try and do that. Oh, so look, so it actually shows you home. So this is the entire operating system. Shows me I have about 100 gigabytes of free space, so that's really great to start. So this operating system installed in 10 minutes and is only taking up about 20 gigabytes on this drive. And this isn't even the lightweight version. This is just the regular Cinnamon desktop environment, like run-of-the-mill, like this is the Linux Mint that you want to install. So totally awesome. All right, so I've just went ahead and restarted the computer to get those NVIDIA drivers installed properly. And on boot, I've noticed I've got this little guy down here, this little icon on my widgets down here in the bottom right. And if we click on it, we can see that we can just quickly switch to NVIDIA for our display adapter. Asks us if we're sure. Yes, switch to NVIDIA. Says we're gonna have to log out in order for it to take effect. And then you can see right away, we are using the NVIDIA performance mode. We are using the GTX 1650 as opposed to the Intel UHD 630 display adapter, which is where we want to be, obviously. We want to use our freaking graphics card so our game actually runs at more than 2 frames per second. All right, we've got Teardown installed. Let's go ahead and hit that play button there. The keen-eyed among you might have noticed that it's actually a new day that I'm filming this on now, maybe due to this cup of coffee I've got here, but actually, come to think of it, I drink coffee about 10 times in a day, so maybe this isn't really a good indicator. Anyway, so Teardown's a really great game. If you haven't heard of it, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a cool little voxel-based physics game that started off as an indie dev's little experiment, but as time went on, it just grew and grew and grew, and they just added multiplayer and all sorts of cool stuff. And it's available on Steam for a couple bucks, I think, and it's really a lot of fun. So it can be really easy to run or really hard to run because you can turn on ray tracing and get the game super stressed with a ton of physics going on. So real quick, it looks like we're running on some pretty high settings here. So let's just turn this down to something this computer will manage a bit better. We'll turn the render quality down to low. Particle density can go to medium. Let's see, depth of field off. Vertical sync's fine. And we'll turn on the performance overlay. Awesome, so now you can see we're pulling a perfect 60 FPS right now. Looks like there is a little bit of screen tearing, which is an issue I've also had on Arch. I haven't really investigated how to fix it yet because it hasn't bothered me a ton. However, I know that is a common issue on a lot of Linux distros. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit here. I used to play this game a lot when it came out about 6 years ago on this laptop, actually. So I've got a great idea of how it performs, and I will say this, I'm sure they've made a lot of optimizations to the game over the years, but this is definitely better than it normally runs on this laptop. I am noticing the performance is totally more consistent and solid, even coming through this building here right now and creating a whole ton of particles and physics objects. We're still, okay, now the frame rate's dipping a little bit, but not really. Now, this game does get a lot more intensive than this, like a lot more intensive, especially if you install some mods. But just for the normal gameplay, I mean, it is managing things totally fine here. Go ahead and try and, yeah, I'm trying to get like a good fire going, because once you get a lot of fire happening, that's when this game really starts to kind of, you have some problems. Okay, yep. Oh, timber. It's not a problem. It's just not a problem for the game. They've really optimized this over the years. Wow. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's going to be all we need to do for this video. Sure, I didn't really dive into the OS real deep and didn't daily drive it or anything like that. However, I feel like I don't really have to. I think I really saw everything I needed to see to be able to say, wow, everything in this operating system was just working, right? Not like everything, but the overall first impressions it left on me, the little bit of use I did get out of it, everything just worked. My peripherals worked, my sound worked, all the websites worked, video streaming, gaming, everything was just effortless, flawless. The workflow from Windows was just super familiar, and everything was exactly where I expected it to be. Just everything was easy, and it performed great. It definitely performed not like loads better than Windows, like I found with Arch, where the overhead is so much smaller than Windows. However, the overhead is definitely smaller. It is definitely still lighter weight than Windows, and I did find it running a little bit faster. So if you've got a computer that you just want to make a little bit snappier and it's got some bloated Windows install on it, I think this could be a great distro for you. Or especially if you're coming from Windows or Mac and you really just want to try Linux for the first time, I think this is a great distro to start with. Like I said, everything just worked. Everything was so familiar and comfortable and easy. It was really a great experience. I'm totally going to keep that SSD around with that install on it, just in case I've got some old computer or something I need to run an OS on that's really easy and simple for whatever reason. So that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you if you've made it to the end here. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about Linux Mint, if you've ever used it, or tell me what I did wrong in this video and what I could have done better. My name is Gavin. This is Little Buddy. Thanks for watching. Take care.